And after a few rounds, he breaks the silence and he says, "Holy shit. I think it's my birthday. I guess we gotta start caring about stuff like that again."
What are you, like 130, 140?
He says, "Yeah, I don't know. Do we count those years? I certainly didn't age during that." Jesus, Merl, we're gonna get older now. He says, Do you think we'll be able to have normal lives after this? Nobody's ever had a life like ours. There's no rule book. I don't even know where to begin.
Why would you want a normal life? Normal lives suck. Like this game, we play this game, and we just sit here. It's just a way to kill time. Come on, Skipper, you don't want to just kill time all the time.
He says, I know, how do you want to live, Merl? Like, I don't have this mission has been my life for a century. I don't know what I want to do.
You want to know what I'd like to do? I'd like to move to the beach. You know why? Because with the ocean, the scenery is always changing. And I want the scenery to always be changing, man. I don't want to be looking at the same thing all the time. I want to see 1,000,000,000 billion shells. I want to watch rain come sweeping in. That's the life right there. Change it up, man. Keep it interesting.
As you're talking to him, Merl, he drops his cards and he's blinking like really fast, and he wipes his eyes and his face, and he looks around, and his breath it quickens. He's panting, and he says, "Yeah, wait, where am I? You're Merl, right? I know you. What's going on?" And Merl, you see this panicked guy in front of you, and you want to help this guy out, but this guy, you can't remember who that is in front of you. And you see out the windows, and you're up in the sky, and the details of why that is leave you. Your memories, your time on the beach, your conversations with John, the first church of Fungston, they're fading. Everything's fading, Merl. The world is coming down around you. You're lost. Everything is just static.
Wait, who are you?
I'm Davenport. Taco, you're spending that day, or at least this moment with Barry, and you're up on the deck of the Star Blaster, just sort of looking around at the world below. And as you come out onto the deck, you see Barry standing over this table that he's dragged out here, and pinned down is a map, and it's showing all the locations where he has searched for Loop. And he's leaning over this map, his head's in his hands, and you see him just like nodding off. He's so tired. He's been at this so hard for so long. What do you do, Taco?
I guess just try to strike up casual conversation. How's it going?
He says, you sort of wake him up, and he kind of like jumps to the start, and he's like, "Oh, sorry. So, anyway, there's a dungeon out beyond the Felicity Wilds. It's a subterranean demonic keep thing. There's a bunch of arcane energy coming off of it. I was going to check it out tonight, if you want to come with."
Yeah, remind me, how far is that in relation to the last glassing?
I've triangulated it here, and he shows you the map, and there's some black circles drawn on it.
Okay.
And it's pretty well within. It's fairly close to one of the circles.
Yeah, it seems like a good a place as any. Do you want to do the usual? I'll go down and start casting around, see if I can pick up anything, and then you start talking to folks?
He says, "Yep, that's, it hasn't worked so far, but it's got to work one of these times." He says, "Taco, what if she's just gone?"
Who?
He says, Taco, I'm...
What if who's gone?
What are we... Oh, God, Loop. Taco, I can't remember her face, Taco. Taco, where...
Whose face?
Is this Fisher? And Taco, sure enough, you feel it too. The mongoose family that taught you their language, the meals in Tesseralia, the best day ever, your sister. Those memories are fading, Taco, and they're nearly gone. And Barry stands up and he says, Taco, kill me right now. I'll remember if I'm a lich. I can't. Please, Taco, just kill me. I'll be okay. I can't forget. I'm begging you. Please, Taco, please.
I blast him. I'm already blasting him.
He is knocked backwards by your spell, up against the railing of the Star Blaster's deck, and he looks up at you, and you see a brief, pained smile on his face as he topples backwards and off the ship. And as his body falls further and further down, you realize you don't know who that is. And as you fall to your knees on the deck of this ship that has served as your home for 100 long years, you realize you don't know where you are, and you don't know how you got here. Magnus, you've been worried about Lucretia. She has spent so much time hiding away in her quarters, and you've brought her something to just try and cheer her up. What is it?
It's a duck. But I personalized it. I made it like I painted it so it looked like her, but in duck form.
That's fun.
Yeah, I invented that. I definitely didn't steal that idea from anyone else.
You walk in, and you see her bathed in the light of Fisher's tank. And she turns to face you, and she has tears in her eyes, Magnus. And behind her, floating in the tank, wrapped in Fisher's tendrils, is a thick blue book bound with silver trim. You see one of her journals, and it's being consumed by Fisher, and immediately the details of your journey are blurring and vanishing one by one. The bear that taught you the meaning of strength, the victorious season of the Tesseralia winners, that fish floating in the tank, what is that thing?
No.
Lucretia speaks, and she says, God, Magnus, no. You weren't supposed to see this. I'm so sorry, Magnus.
What do you do? What?
She says, Magnus, please, this is just for a little bit. I'm going to stop this, what we've done to this world. I'm going to find you a place where you can be happy again. It's just for a little while, and then you'll remember, I promise.
Who are you?
I can do this, Magnus, please. Please, just lie down. I don't want you to fall and hurt yourself. I love you, Magnus. I love all of you. I'm sorry. It'll be over soon. Not all exits are made equal. Lucretia didn't intend to spend as much time as she did away from you, saving the world. She could not live with the cost of what the seven of you did to the world below. She could not sit idly by as the world killed itself pursuing the weapons you created. But she couldn't go against the will of her friends to fix it, and so that will had to be altered. Moreover, she couldn't handle what the destruction you caused was doing to you. She couldn't bear your sorrow, your pain, your guilt, how it made you miserable and calloused and shut off from the world. That anguish, it could be altered too. Before her work could begin, she had to make sure her friends, her family, were safe and happy. You were walked to the beach in a daze, Merl. She arranged everything for you, a home, a society you could slot right into. You were so happy back on the beach. And in the years that followed, you thrived in that society. You were at peace. You never saw her, but she would check in on you from time to time. When things were most difficult for her, it brought her some small measure of peace to see you lounging in the sand, laid back, your feet soaking in the retreating sunset tide. Magnus, your home was the easiest to find. She just found the most prestigious woodworking shop in this whole world, built high atop the pillars of Raven's Roost. She found you a home, humble but cozy, with a spacious studio fully outfitted with everything a craftsman might need. In time, you'd be invited to take a residency at the Hammer and Tongs, and the years that followed would be filled with joy beyond measure. Taco, she struggled to find you a place to fit in, because what home is good enough for Taco? The answer was, there isn't one. Everyone in the world deserved to be around you, Taco, to see what you do, what you're capable of. And you deserve it too, Taco, to be recognized, to be admired by every living person you ever encounter. She finds you a stagecoach, a supplier, an audience. You're Taco from TV, and you are so, so loved. Barry was gone, and she didn't know where to. It was a source of constant distress for Lucretia. Was he out in the world somewhere, his memory purged, lost? She didn't know. The alternative was difficult too. Lucretia had realized after finding Fisher that imbibing its ichor made you immune to its power. It was a discovery she made accidentally when she was doused by its family back in the world of the Legato Conservatory. But if Barry became a lich, he could remember too. That much she knew. She would have to take measures to keep him at arm's length, just in case. And Loop was just gone. In her limited spare time, she looked everywhere. But Loop was nowhere to be found. And if she was truly lost, it was another reason to forget. She could hardly bear Loop's absence. How hard would it be for her brother? How hard would it be for her love? What happened to Davenport was the most challenging side effect of all of this. She was so careful in the redaction. She made sure to just leave in the parts of her journal pertaining to your mission. But Davenport's life was the mission. His memory was so severely edited, it left him a shell of who he was. Most days, he could only say his own name. She would keep him close and ensure his safety herself. The three of you found happiness in the lives Lucretia made for you, but in enacting this plan, Lucretia found little happiness at all. She recovered her relic easily enough. In pursuing the second, though, her journey nearly met its end in Wonderland. She was trapped, and if not for the selflessness of her companion, a sorcerer she'd hired to explore that place with her, she would have died there. It was too close. She needed help. She recruited the scientists you discovered upon arriving in this world, the Millers, who helped her found the Bureau of Balance. They built her a headquarters in the sky, and in exchange, she inoculated them, taught them what she knew of the planes, advanced their research in binding souls into robotic forms with the help of a crystal you recovered from the robot kingdom you discovered so many decades ago. And the Bureau thrived. She installed a series of checks and balances among its members, hoping it would counteract the temptation built into these relics. But it wasn't enough. Without fail, her reclaimers were lost to the thrall of the grand relics, one by one. And Lucretia was tormented by these failures, by how long this was taking, by how distant she felt from her friends. Few people who have lived have ever experienced such loneliness, such hopelessness. It was Fisher who provided a way out. A child. A second void fish. One that offered a redundancy that could, once and for all, help her gather the relics and cast her barrier around the world. The only people who could recover the relics without succumbing to them were the people who made them in the first place. You could drink from the first fish and learn about the relics, learn just enough to let you recover them, while the second fish could continue suppressing the truth of their origins. You'd know enough to find the relics, but not enough to know that you made them. She could finally bring you in. She could finally bring you home. Sitting upon the throne on top of this fancy-ass platform is a human woman in her, you would say about her 50s, holding a white oak staff. Welcome, the three of you, to the Bureau of Balance.
Elderflower macaroons.
Hot diggity shit.
That's what we do. That's how we do it.
That is a baller cookie. How did you?
Yeah.
How did you even do this? We're getting so close. I mean, we're getting close to finishing our goal, and I guess we're also getting, closer as people. It's just
High five.
One day I made the decision to stop championing other people's heroism and to take the direction of my life into my own hands. And I lost dear, dear friends because of that decision, but it was the only one to make. So I admire your faith, Merl. I do, but I think I'm done waiting on anyone to fix my problems for me.
Hey, you got to stand for something or you're going to fall for anything. So, listen, you have got faith. It's faith in you.
I guess that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
When you were away on missions, she worried. When you came home, she rejoiced. She tried her hardest not to show it, not to give herself away. With each meal, each candle night's gift exchanged, the nights spent walking the Bureau's campus, the trips to the spa, she fought back a smile that you came to treasure during your 100-year journey, a radiant smile full of joy and relief. It's the same smile you just saw moments ago when Magnus burst into the dome, alive again, a mannequin no longer. Her friends were here again, in her hour of greatest need. But that smile is gone now. The hunger's here again. You've escaped it 100 times, but no more. This is it. This is it.